Good evening, Internet, and welcome to Top Shift 66. Well, we have had quite a lot to talk about today because Gamescom is now over and done with, and they've officially announced Elite Dangerous 2.2 Guardians, which will be coming mid-October. Now, one of the things they wanted in Guardians was tourism, and I'm showing you one of my favourite systems. Now, this is a very important system to two very big science fiction franchises. This is Epsilon Indi. Now, the second planet that's available here is Reach, or rather, it should be where Reach is in Halo. So, for all you people that enjoy the adventures of Master Chief, we've got a Earth-like planet exactly where Reach should be. However, Epsilon Indi 3 is more important to me, because this is where Babylon 5 would be set. Of course, different universes, but for me, Babylon 5 is one of the most seminal science fiction series, and as I've never actually been here, I wanted to see what the kind of station was. See if it was a bit of a long cylindrical one. An Orbis, not an Oculus, for instance. So as we approach... Oh, loop of shame. Do apologise for that. I am a little out of practice, as you can probably tell. Now, have a quick look. Still flying the ASP. The ASP's FSD has been substantially upgraded to now have a 35 light-year range, even though it's fully kitted out. So I'm very impressed with what we've been able to do.
Frameshift drive charging.
Still a bit too far away.
4, 3,
Short hop
2, 1.
back in then.
Engage.
Yeah. I'm very impressed with the upgrades to 2.1 so far, which has basically allowed me to really upgrade this FSD and this ASP to something that is really good for exploring.
Lakon, Papa Hotel Oscar. Observe docking reservation protocols. Submit a request before landing.
Well, I suppose it looks a bit Babylon 5-ish. You needed a Russian lady, Commander Ivanova, telling you to land, I think. I wonder if I could put a request in for Frontier to that. But I think it's only fair to discuss the big issues on Guardians. Now,
Permission authorized. Vector for approach to landing pad 41.
oh, was it 42? Oh, what a shame. Anyway, so there are 4 main headline features coming. We have ship-launched fighters. We have passengers and VIPs. We have NCP crew, or rather NCP pilots.
1,000 meters from touchdown.
Landing gear deployed.
And thousands of tourism hotspots. Now, I must thank Commander Jituk for basically managing to summarise 4 days worth of live streams into one small slide, which was fantastic. So 2.2 for Horizons, 1.7 for Elite Dangerous. Now there's a bit of a...
Landing successful. Systems offline. Enjoy your stay, Commander.
Now there is a bit of a controversy so far about where things are split. So, one of the things I was wanting to talk about, actually, are these. Here they are, the big Barnicles, which is causing a massive problem down in the Pleiades. In fact, Michael Brooks has just announced recently, be aware for something happening on the 28th of August. Because all the way through Gamescom, those of you who were more observant than others will have noticed that the live streams are interrupted with horribly distorted images out of the unknown probe, the unknown artifact, and the Barnicles, and then what looked like a green flash hitting a Cobra bridge, and then finally what looked like a whole load of wrecked ships, some of which were glowing green, hidden by what looks like a very Cylon-like base star. So we'll just take some meta-alloys, because at the time of this recording I was doing the Empire's CG to collect the meta-alloys. The incident between the incidents that are occurring between the Empire and
Cargo scoop deployed.
the Federation does seem to be hotting up a lot more than I was expecting. Skype's playing silly buggers with me again, and as you can expect, all this Thargoid, all these interruptions seem to be all pointing to something to do with these Barnicles. The Cannon Group have also announced that they think they've cracked the last code, and it is apparently the code is pointing to a system which is permit locked. So goodness knows whether or not 2.2, that permit, will disappear and something will come flying out of here. Now, as I drive around the Barnacles, I'll just quickly go over some of the extra things that we can look at. Well, obviously ship launch fighters. Now, we've got a new fighter coming. Obviously the two standard fighters that you can see in CQC, the Condor and the, I think it's called the Hunter, they will be able to be used as ship-launched fighters. And the two videos that were put out by Frontier showing you how they work was fantastic, very Battlestar Galactica-like for launching them. And it did seem to give a trading ship a big advantage against a Python, which in my opinion is fantastic, because if you're in a T9, Pythons and ships like that are the bane of your life, because normally your turrets will be able to handle something smaller, but when you've got Pythons coming after you or anything bigger, ooh, you're in a lot of trouble. Now, these fighters are kept, or are actually 3D printed within the hangar that you buy, but you need NCP pilots in order to fly them, who are basically living in the hangar and remote controlling the ship, or the remote controlling your ship while you fly the fighter. You can flip between the two. More meta alloys there. I'll have some of that, which did seem quite impressive. Now, as you recruit these NPCs, you can recruit them at a very, very low rating and then train them up. But if your ship's destroyed, you lose your NCP. To be fair. But from what I've seen so far, I'm quite impressed, and I'm looking forward to trying them out myself. Now, the additional factor about these fighters is there's a new one, a Tapir. Now, this is an independent one. It's not attached to either the Federation or the Empire or the Alliance. There hasn't been a specific Alliance fighter just yet, but it is built by the Lacon organization. And the one thing that you do have to remember about Lacon is it's very boxy, very much like the ASP here. And the most fun thing about this one is it's going to be the slowest fighter, but it'll still be the most heavily armed. So if you're in the slowest fighter, your chances are you're still going to be able to outturn something big. You'll only have to worry about other fighters, which could mean whole fighter-on-fighter action. So, you know, the ship launch fighters and the NPC crew are linked together, and it's a fantastic addition to the whole system, I think. Now, the other big release are passengers missions, which has also led to the release of the Beluga Liner, this massive spaceship, which I hate to say looks like the Titanic. It is or your modern cruise liners. It looks sleek. It has massive wings. It looks streamlined. It's reasonably fast, and it turns like an absolute dog. So, obviously one where you could actually fit a fighter bay. But the reason for the Beluga liner is the passenger missions have finally come. Now, these were big in Frontier. You could fit passenger cabins to your ship and take passengers between systems, being like a taxi service. It does lead to the possibility that you could pick people up who are on the run, or you can pick people up who basically they've got assassins after them. The help me Obi-Wan, you're my only hope type Han Solo adventure or mission. The other issue that they're putting out there is that some of these, there are different grades of passenger. You have economy passengers, you have upgraded passengers, you've got first class passengers, and VIPs. VIPs are only available on the Orca and the Beluga liner. And these VIP passengers will be rather diva-like and make demands. They want to see sights. You've got to take them there before time has run out, otherwise you'll lose reputation. It's a fantastic little addition, because the demo they showed of that was basically of what sounded like a spoilt rock star wanting to see a combat zone and wanted to see pilots die and all that kind of horrible stuff. So yes, you basically become a chauffeur for a spoilt brat, and but they pay well, so money talks in this one. And the other point about tourism is that they've been asking the community for ages for their favourite tourist hotspots. Now, one of these things is that this list has been compiled by the community, sent in, and Frontier has analysed it, and they've put out thousands of hotspots that people can go to. They will scan beacons, and they'll get a little bit of flavour text explaining why these hotspots were so good. So, as you can see, I'm now actually heading back to the community goal site to drop off these meta alloys. But in the meantime, yes, these thousands of tourism hotspots add more flavour and more detail. And one of the things they did say at LaveCon is that you'll be finding out more of the history of Elite Dangerous from these hotspots. I must admit, that has a beautiful planet view there with the whole Pleiades in the background, that green nebula. I'll just take an external shot of that, because I think that's worth. Oh, look at the sunrise. You can see the Barnicles in the background. So I must admit, every single time this game just... Even though my graphics card is pretty at the low end, and I've had to turn down a lot of the settings, it really still astounds me how pretty it can be. So, I mean, those are the major features. I mean, we've got three. We've got the ship launch fighters, we've got the crew that comes with it, we've got the passengers, liners, and we've got the tourism that comes with that. And of course the
Frameshift drive charging.
the alien menace, which is heading our way. But they haven't stopped there. There are a whole load of little changes. Well, little. We were doing crying out for these in 2.1. But
4, 3,
hang on.
2, 1, engage.
There we are, hyperspace. Anyway, there are a whole load of things coming. Weapon and module storage. It's been cried out for ever since 2.1 came out. So our engineers will now you'll be able to store your modules from engineers and then reapply them. We've got, and then ironically, this particular item has caused the most controversy: ship transfer and remote sale. Now, I don't know what's going on here, but the fact that you can remotely bring your ship from one station to another, and it happens instantly, has got the community's knickers in a twist. There's a lot of people out there who say there should be some kind of delay or some kind of response to it, but I'm not quite so sure. I'm quite happy with the fact it's instant. Just the fact that, you know, when you die, you get back to a space station instantly.
Hotel Oscar. Welcome.
It's a small price to pay for gameplay features, but like I said, it's a big...
Permission granted. Set course for landing pad 03.
Right, yeah, it's quite a big controversy, and a lot of community don't seem to be 100% with it.
Landing gear deployed.
In the meantime, we've got more Starship and Starport interiors coming, and these look astounding. So for every different economy type, the Starport will be different. So a refinery system, you'll be able to see everything being refined and things like that. Tourism systems have beautiful parks, and we know that the CQC arena stations might be coming in the game itself. So you might be docking with what looks like a station from CQC. Capital ship dockyards. You'll be able to see capital ships being created. Now there's planetary and star upgrades, which effectively mean that they're taking volcanism into account.
Docking procedure complete. Initiating lockdown procedure.
You better watch out for those geezers on the planets.
Bureau wishes you a pleasant and productive visit, Commander.
So we've got the Starport Services menu getting redone. You'll be able to pay, collect, or find some bounties at certain systems. Hyperspace graphics upgrade coming. A security system jump warning. Fully rendered planetary maps when you go into the system map. A dynamic route plotter and filter. Harvestable geological structures, whatever that means. And more ship and SRV paint jobs and kits. I'm going to love outfitting a Fer-de-Lance, or even better, my ass, with new ship kits. Now the Avatar's graphic upgrade is coming as well, which will probably be also expanded on 2.3, which they are completely refusing to talk about just yet. I think they've got enough on their plate with 2.2. So at the moment, it does look like Elite Dangerous 2.2 will be coming at the mid-October. So that means beta probably at the beginning of October, maybe last week in September. Which, if you have bought Horizons, that will be free. What you get out of this upgrade, if you've not got Horizons, it's not completely clear just at the moment. I'm hoping that we'll have more information about that after Live Radio tomorrow. So, all in all, this seems to be one hell of an update that we're going to be getting. And for free, if you've already bought Horizons. And I, for one, I'm really looking forward to it. Ironically, the ship launch fighters have got me excited. And not so much the passenger missions, but what really has me excited is this plot with the aliens being discovered. And they haven't even been confirmed as Thargoids yet, which are the big bad from the old systems. So, may you live in interesting times seems to be the watchword as far as Elite Dangerous 2.2 is concerned at the moment. The Empire and the Federation are going to go to war, I think, over these Barnicles, with the alien presence, Thargoid or not, coming along later in the next month or so. So, buckle up, Commanders. Buckle up. This one is going to be a fun and bumpy ride. Thank you, and good night.